I believe we all take great pride in legendary performance. In this episode, I'll show you how you can have your best year ever and show you the systems used by banks that doubled the profit in less than 3 years for over 70% of the stock banks that use it. Now, if you're the kind of leader who already is in the top 5% of net interest margin, growth, ROA, ROE, and efficiency ratio, you're going to be loving this because you can find out how to make sure those figures aren't at risk. If on the other hand, you're doing well, but you're frustrated that you just can't seem to have that breakthrough that takes you to top of peers, you're going to be glad to find out it is doable and hundreds of banks have moved from average top 5% in just a few years. If instead, your spirit is a bit crushed because you couldn't work any harder, but you still aren't getting over the breakthrough you want and need, it's your lucky day. I'm going to give you a 4-step process to transform your culture to put you and keep you at the top of peers for all the metrics that matter to you. Step 1, forget a lot of what you believe to be true and do a lobotomy. We've been told lies and your people believe them, and it's in the way. Who made up the rules that to get deposits you should advertise CDs? Could there be a worse solution? Or that you can't get 150 basis points more in A+ quality credits? Well, it's true if you don't know how. Or that the way to improve the efficiency ratio is by cutting expenses. There are thousands of banks that try that approach that no longer exist because they didn't understand it's the revenue game that fixes the efficiency ratio. The list goes on, but you get the point. Step 2, understand it's all a mind game. When people have huge transformations of the results on one small thing that matters, they build confidence. Then they're open for the next transformation and the next. Step 3, blended learning is about how to be. Forget training. As a past president of one of the leading training associations, I'm uniquely qualified to assure you that training doesn't work. Yes, perhaps for compliance and security, but not for performance transformation. Training is about what to do. Education is about how to be. Winning large, high-profit accounts does not come as a result of training. It takes so much more. Also note that blended learning is the only type of learning that works. A combination of on-site, in-seminar, internet learning, and other modalities tied with structured improvement processes is what works. And step 4, sequence stage-appropriate accountability. Who doesn't have a buddy in banking who has told you the horror story of the transformation attempt that went badly? Almost every bank has hired a sales training firm only to find out at the end of it that they're left with a training bill, a third of their people are wiped out, and the culture mess is where nobody trusts management anymore. It happens close to 100% of the time. Shouldn't be a surprise at this point, should it? Sales improvements are the game of banks that perform, but stage-appropriate accountability along with blended learning with management development, organizational psychology, and a coherent system of intentional congruency between strategy, marketing, sales, and performance development is the game you can win. Now let's repeat these 4 steps. Let go of the old school beliefs that are crushing your potential. Understand it's about the psyche of your people and opening them up to changes that will create profound results. Blended learning, that is education, not training, and is interlinked with management shifts of mindsets and systems, and stage-appropriate accountability, so your culture doesn't go boom in the night. Now, what if you could have your best year ever? Come to one of my events and find out how hundreds of banks that were losing money and are now S&L Top 100 performers created their performance transformation.